Welcome to the Salt Labyrinth podcast. My name is Hank. With me is the incredible Ben.
Hey, finally a good one. Some justice.
Yeah, we're here. Last time we did Marvel Comics Onslaught. This time we're doing the Incredible Hulk issues 454, issue number 1 Flashback, which is like 454.5 technically, because the story just continued unlike most of the Flashback issues that they did for that gimmick. And then 455, 456, 457, 458, 459. And that's where we stopped.
Yeah.
Because that is when an event happens outside of the continuity, outside of the issues of Incredible Hulk.
Gross.
Story.
Gross. I had a good time.
But yeah.
Hulk is cool.
Yeah, the art in all but one of these issues is very good.
Which one?
The one where he fights the Juggernaut is the one not drawn by Kubert.
Is that that's like 458?
No.
I think. No, that's high.
It's earlier than that.
There was one fucking wonky panel.
When he's in the armor.
You know what? Yeah. It's 456 seems like.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking him like in the machine in the stasis thing with Apocalypse. His face is fucking real wonky. There's like 2 feet of space between his nose and his mouth.
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of wonk, but it's like there's like a dynamic quality to Kubert stuff.
I found it very interesting though. There's some Hulk shit that I like. It's just classic. We dive in. There's like dinosaurs and shit. And I'm like, I am thoroughly confused. They're like, well, yeah, he was like in Antarctica. I'm like, that doesn't help. It's like
he's in the Savage Land, Ben. Don't you know about the Savage Land? It's the part of Antarctica where there's just a jungle and there are dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
That's where Khazar is from. Or Khazar.
Khazar?
I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Khazar. Damn, you from Wisconsin? So like that shit was cool. It was funny, like Wolverine being like, wow, yeah, you know, pretend to have the dinosaur wreck you, and then like the tribes like come together to defeat it in peace. Like that's a good plan. And he like slaps him on the back, he just fucking tips over. It's like, oh shit. And then Wolverine dragging him through the mansion, and he's like just the concept, like he's not gonna wreck the mansion. Like that shit
gonna wreck the
that
mansion.
shit was great. Because you just fucking know.
You just have to be cool, and the Cyclops is not cool.
Cyclops is not shit. Well, and then like when they're gonna wake him up or whatever, and it's like maybe we shouldn't have him wake up in restraints, you know, like just a respect thing. Like that might be a good idea. And they're like, no, that idea is terrible. Well, we'll never know now.
They're gonna do anything. They're
Just
real
beats
dumb
the-
about that.
Surprise, he wrecks the mansion a little bit. And then I like how they also have like the escape thing. And that just doesn't fucking work at all. They're like,
Oh, I fucking love him like jumping into the sky.
yeah, dude. He's like, it was too easy. Like he shuts his eyes and then they crack open. He's like, it was too easy. And he just fucking leaps out of the thing and punches through near the moon. Oh, it's so fucking good. And I really, when I saw him a little bit in the Onslaught comic, I was like kind of just knowing nothing about Apocalypse, kind of weak on him, you know. His shit in here is that's the shit I like. It's finger licking good.
Oh.
That
Interesting.
I mean, him like being like the him being a deity and like being like a worshipped god in Egypt, and like this stuff with like seeing him over the centuries or whatever. Like Alexander the Great comes in and he's like, you're the fake god, and when I die I'm gonna be a god too, and I'll be your equal. Actually, I'll be your superior. And Apocalypse is like, when you die, people will like forget you and I will be here. And it's just like I'd eat that shit up. So like that was fucking cool. I mean, he's a baddie, but
yeah,
it's good shit. So that was like I didn't expect him to be so interesting. Even if that's not necessarily being immortal is not like maybe super interesting, but I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad we could follow up on some of these other threads, even though we were theoretically going away from them by doing Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
That stuff still was popping up in these Hulk issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did forget temporarily that like, oh, like the other people are dead. Like they're gone right now. Yep. And that was a whole thing. So like Bruce Banner is like, that was a whole thing, right? In this, like he's out there or whatever, like his body is like they didn't find his body.
Bruce Banner is in the other universe and has become the Hulk again.
Okay. Interesting. So the Hulk there's like two Hulks in different places right now. Okay. Interesting.
So like in the issues before this, they're playing with that a little, where like there's like another Hulk, but it looks like it's like drawn like the version of the Hulk that's in the Heroes Reborn universe, aka he's got a little longer hair.
Oh.
Not like super long, but like a little longer.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember what the explanation for that in these comics is, because he just goes away and doesn't come back. And it's like not, and it wasn't. Yeah, I don't even know what was going on there. It feels like the kind of thing where like this was gonna be a plan, but then the plan changed. Yeah, so this no longer made sense.
Yeah,
but because there's like a cover of Hulk versus long-haired Hulk.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it does pay off because, like, again, in that event that comes after these comics, you do get that fight finally. But
nice. I'm a big fan of like Hulk gets angrier, Hulk gets stronger, that whole deal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was cool. It was cool seeing like Hulk fight stuff, because Hulk is running away from his past and his feelings. Like, yeah. I don't know. It was just cool. I honestly don't love it.
I love the art on when Hulk is fighting stuff in these issues, but I don't love the story in these issues, I would say.
I guess, like...
But I love some of the fight art.
Oh, some of the fights are super cool.
And they're like moments. But and I like kind of just like... The thing I like about this Hulk is that he's just like annoyed and like just salty. He's not like pure rage and like dumb.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he's not dumb, but he's not like Smart Hulk.
He's
cool.
not. He's actually closer to like the original Hulk.
Oh, okay.
I would say. But like, I mean, at when I was reading this as it was coming out, I was so used to the sort of like just the Savage Hulk idea of Hulk, of just pure rage monster or whatever. Yeah. And then like the Smart Hulk as like the counter to that. But this just like kind of annoyed Hulk I really responded to. It was just like, fucking leave me alone, fuck off, fuck you, but not like, always in pure rage mode or whatever. Like he just like also has downtime as Hulk or whatever. He doesn't because there's no banner for him to like cool off into.
Yeah.
That's the part of it I really responded to. It's just like there is no banner mode. He's just kind of always like he gets his down moments, but he's still the Hulk.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes he just wants to sit on a throne and eat meat, you know?
God. That's such a good opening. Like, of course he would be worshipped as a god. I mean, it started out like that's some Planet Hulk-esque stuff, you know?
No, that's why I like Planet Hulk, because Planet Hulk kind of gets back to that kind of version of Hulk.
Yeah. The bit with the Abomination or whatever. Mm-hmm. Where he's like, issue. I'll track him down wherever he is. Then Hulk just like fucking rolls past.
He's like good. Standing right behind him, looking in the shop window.
Yeah, and he has like this TV. He has like a 3-panel monologue about how he'll do anything to find Hulk.
It's so funny.
He's there. Which leads into I had never heard of. I don't think I've encountered Mercy before. And that was
I don't think I've encountered Mercy literally anywhere else.
Really?
I don't think I've read anything with her.
I was interested because like that's like her shtick seemed interesting, like guiding people to death or like fulfilling their wish or only with wishes related to death. I don't know, but like her being like, "Yo, I'm gonna help you die." I'm like, that's interesting. Maybe
apparently she is a Peter David, the writer of this, a creation of his. She first showed up in like an issue of Hulk 100 issues earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because Peter David was writing the Hulk for forever. So, yes, he was writing the Hulk in issue 338.
Oh, okay. Wow. That shit was interesting. And it was funny with like with Hyde when he was like, "What the fuck did you do? He's sleeping. I don't want to kill a sleeping opponent. That's dumb."
I do like how he's like, "I wanted a fucking fight. Fuck you."
Yeah.
It is also funny to me, like the Hulk fighting Mr. Hyde, because that's just what that again the original version of the Hulk. That's just what he was.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even originally supposed to be green. The only reason the Hulk is green is because his original gray color didn't work well on 4-color paper with the printing method they were using, so they switched to green.
That's pretty funny.
After issue 1.
Okay.
He's gray in issue 1.
There's like, okay, there was it's in 455. The witch, like what's her name, shows up, the red hair. Like she does a mind thing on him. Is she
Jean Grey?
Right. Okay.
Phoenix.
Okay. Oh, it was Phoenix. I got her confused with what's her name. The WandaVision thing.
Wanda Maximoff. The Scarlet Witch.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's Jean Grey showing up at the end.
Okay, that makes sense. Because they don't say her name; it just says witch, and she's like, "That's not appreciated."
No. Because the X Factor, I think, is like at this point still like the original X-Men.
Okay.
Was like the original version of that team before it became something else, but yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. I mean that makes that makes more sense than her showing up.
No, because Scarlet Witch is in the other. She died. She's in the other universe.
That's why I was confused as fuck. I'm like, is she just not a? Yeah. Okay.
No.
Too many witches.
God, I love the fucking like the 4 panels he'll set up where just like the last one will be like a version of another panel, but an action has happened. Like when Hulk busts through the floor punching Wolverine in that last panel, like right before that page with Jean Grey.
Oh, let me get back. I clicked off of it.
Yeah, and like right after he's jumped into the moon.
Oh yeah. No, that's
like that's the stuff that fucking super gets me. That and like the fourth wall breaking stuff, where he's like literally punching the panels apart.
Yeah,
like in 455 after the fucking where we see him in the flashback issue, and then he's just like punching everything till it starts breaking.
Yeah.
Like the panel broken in the fourth. I love that shit.
God, man, you know
and that's like pure artist. Like because I've read the other Peter David issues. Like that doesn't happen there. That's just an artist doing his thing.
Yeah. No, that page is really good. Like, hold it, Scott. I didn't copy. Say that again. I said the Hulk tumbled into it. Wolverine's trying to slow him down, and the whole room's fucking shaking. And then Hulk and Wolverine just smash through the floor. Like, that's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but like the whole thing of this story being about like the revelation that of like from the flashback issue of Bruce Banner's dad having beaten him, and then Bruce having accidentally killed his dad.
Yeah.
And like that being like the thing that's like haunting the Hulk. Like I don't love that as a story. That's not that interesting to me. The thing that I like is that the Hulk, you know, and I kind of like wash over that when I'm reading it, because it like the thing that I care about is the Hulk is annoyed and wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
And he has to get in these, and he gets in these fights, and he's like angry. There's like a lower level of it that really comes through in the art. That is what I really like.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if I necessarily find it like super interesting, but when I'm reading it, like I'm curious is like what the resolution will be, you know? Like
sure. And like part of my disinterest is like I know what came before and what came after.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Fuck all. It's all fresh.
Yeah. Like there is some good stuff. Like the next issue of 460 is good, but it's like, you know, dealing with the end of an event comic, so I cut us off.
Yeah.
And also I like didn't want us to be doing, but like then there were like a lot of fill-in art issues for the because the end of this whole Peter David run is like not that far away.
Okay.
And I really don't like how he ends the story.
Oh.
Like
oh no.
Like I mean he makes it so Betty gets sick from like gamma poisoning and dies. And it's like such a bad way to end the story that in the last issue there's a backup that shows you that Betty is actually alive and just like in frozen time, in like locked in a basement in like carbonite or whatever, basically, because like this is not gonna stick. Like Marvel is like instantly like, no, that's a bad idea. We're gonna let you do this because you've written this book for forever, but like this is not gonna last.
Yeah,
it's like instantly such a bad story thing to happen. That's like, no,
that's fucking rough. Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. And that's like his like secondary punch for like, you know, General Ross being good or whatever here. Like he just wants to see like that story then is only happening to then hit you from the other angle, then Betty's gonna get sick and die.
Gotcha.
So that like makes me not like that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, but there's a great scene in a later issue of like the Ross getting to Bruce who's back at this point, and like just it's like just him offering him a cigar as they're like he's both surrounded by soldiers pointing guns at them. That's a good shot from after this, but you know, that's like that's like the thing.
Yeah.
And there's like an issue of him of like Bruce being back dealing with the dad stuff.
I mean, I think the coolest part that came out of like him being haunted by his dad or whatever is when he gets the fucking helmet on.
Yeah,
he's
no,
like
the
peace. And then he's just fucking like I like that shit.
Yeah.
It took a while. I didn't get the fucking horseman comment at first.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
He turned him into a horseman. I'm like, what the fuck is that, like some sort of idiom that I don't know about? Like just he's a yes man, like a working, like he's a tool. And then they're going, I'm like, oh, apocalypse, horse, he's war. I get it. Like that took a way longer time than it should have.
If you pull up the page where he gets the helmet on and he goes peace.
Oh, what issue is that again? Is that 457?
456.
456.
Go to that page, and then the next page.
Yeah,
and like shows like that woman is like thinking about the Hulk kissing her or whatever.
Dude, yeah, I was fucking wondering about that.
That's that other Hulk.
Yeah, the fucking
long-haired Hulk. That's long-haired Hulk.
So who the fuck is this chick? She seems significant.
I mean, I think she's. So the like story before this, like Hulk like took over an island, and like he was running an island.
Okay.
So like she was like dealing with that or whatever, and then like there's like a hurricane happens.
Oh, okay.
It's like the big thing, but then like it just ends with Hulk fucking off to go to the Arctic to be left alone or whatever.
Sure. It's right after the long-haired Hulk kiss page. This was a moment I loved where the pyramid just gets fucking thrown at the people in the car. Like that was fucking incredible. And they just don't notice. Like the pyramid in the background is just they don't notice it all. Like, what's that shadow?
He picks up an entire pyramid. Yeah, it just stays together.
Just stays together. It's fucking great. It just lands and like whomp.
Oh, yeah. The fucking war outfit is the most 90s fucking shit.
It's pretty fucking good, dude. Like it's kind of lame, but I fucking love it though. It's just good. Good execution. Who's the like? I mean, he looks like he's Sandy. The guy who like catches Hulk's sword and then like, am I interpreting this correctly? That he was going to, is that like Absorb Man or whatever?
Absorbing Man, yeah.
He was gonna like absorb Hulk's power, but then Hulk's power was too much and it fucked him up.
Yep.
Okay, I was correct. That's fucking cool. That's
really what happened.
That's a good.
My favorite bit of in the next issue, which is the fill-in issue, has a bit I fucking do love, which is where they put Absorbing Man back together. Dude, stack all the blocks back up.
It's just a shitty stack of blocks, and he has like a wonky looking like little face, and it's like a tire.
He just reforms. That's so good. That part rules.
Yeah, it was very good.
Mm-hmm. And there's this, and like the whole New Order plot line that's happening in the background of like with like Juggernaut and Absorbing Man and Ozymandias. That like at one of the issues it's just like check out Spider-Man to see what Juggernaut's up to at the end of one of these issues. Like I remember reading those issues of Spider-Man and liking them, and I still don't know where that fucking story resolves. Cause like that shit, I feel I never read the payoff for any of that. I don't know where it happened. Probably in X-Men, I guess, but I don't know. But I did read these issues, and I read those Spider-Man issues back in the day.
Man, I'm just a few pages past the absorbing man thing. Is that where? No, this isn't where we get the Juggernaut, not bit. But when we get ancient Egyptian apocalypse, where he's like, your ancestor, the boy king, came to me, and blah blah, and like, no, only the strong, and I'm the strongest of all. Like that, shit's just good.
That's survival of the fittest. That's apocalypse.
I like strong boys. I like immortal strong boys.
Well, it's Immortal Hulk. That's a different book.
Get out of here. Wow, that Spider-Man sure is stupendous. Oh, nope. This Spider-Man is amazing, actually. Casual.
This Spider-Man is adjectiveless. No adjectives on this Spider-Man.
God. Too much.
Only this one is Peter Parker.
Ugh. Imagine being Peter Parker.
It's a bad time.
Yeah.
It is funny to me, like, how quickly Hulk goes from becoming War to just, like, ripping all that shit off and flying away.
Yeah, it was... I thought it was going to be...
He's War for, like, fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, dude. That was kind of disappointing. We spent a fair bit of time on that little deal. I thought we'd get more out of it.
Like, he's like War for as long as he's on a plane.
Yeah. Man. So what's your plan for after this? Or like what, so like obviously the Onslaught stuff, like we had a lot of threads to choose, or like places to go. So what were you thinking from like this, like as a next step?
I mean, I wasn't fucking thinking anything. It's all about fucking what you feel like, where you feel like going.
I could go anywhere?
You can go anywhere. You could choose the mystery door and we do something completely different.
The mystery door?
Yeah.
That like I like the idea of just like finding a thing that I like take an interest in, and then like trying to semi emulate the experience of like, wow, this is fucking cool. I need to go see if there's like comics that can give me more of this in the store, and get whatever they have in an attempt to fill in those gaps. So
that's
like, I mean, right now, I guess it would be between like so maybe like some sort of X-Men thing, not necessarily like pulling from the same exact thread, but like something with X-Men maybe.
Okay.
Because we've seen them, like I really like the other X-Men stuff we did with like I forget the title of the whole thing. The one where Charles Xavier, the chick keeps going back in time.
Yeah, Hoxpox. House of X and Powers of 10.
Yeah. Like that was really enjoyable. And then like that combined with, I mean, like Storm, and there was another person that had like any of the characters that just have like the white hair and their eyes are whited out. Like that shit's
Cable.
That's just fucking, it's just such a cool look. It pulls me. I'm like, these people look fucking cool.
That's that 90s shit.
I'm here for it. So like, I think either something like along those, like following them or doing more stuff with them to like, you know, spend some more time with those characters, or if there was something with like Apocalypse or whatever, getting more, like
it could be both.
Actually, like, give it the story.
Apocalypse is an X-Men villain primarily,
but like getting. I see. Here's the problem for me is like I want more of this character, if possible, but I don't necessarily want to like have them be a background thing. You know, Though I recognize that that's like, man, if you want to learn about Apocalypse, like you're gonna be doing all this other shit. Like I recognize that's a thing.
Yeah.
So I think it would be between those two things and combining them since we're in this story anyway. But
Sure.
Apocalypse's shit, his backstory, the bit of backstory we got here intrigued me, and I don't know, the X-Men, like the designs and the shit that they're doing are cool.
Yeah. X-Men are cool.
Just on like
particularly in the 90s. That is their primary function, is to be cool.
Well, it's succeeding, dude.
Hell yeah. I will say, I fucking love the last page of the last issue we did where you just see the sky with the celestial outlines.
Dude,
that's teasing the event comic thing.
I figured. Are those okay? So those are Celestials.
Those are the Celestials. Yeah.
I mean, the idea of Celestials, like, that's kind of cool because I know nothing about them. But like, I mean, the fact that I didn't know that these were Celestials, kind of says something, I guess.
Yeah,
but
sure,
also, like, the outlines themselves, like, without maybe like if somebody has been following along and reading all this shit, are you recognizing these outlines? Are you like, oh fuck?
I'm like, those are the Celestials.
Okay. See, I'm like looking at I have to go on to the outlines. I'm like, that dude looks like he's in a shitty hat with like a gun on his shoulder, and that other dude looks like he has a gun on his shoulder, and they all look like they just have guns on their shoulders. Like, I thought they were like soldiers or something. Like part of it, like Apocalypse is like an army or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
just the lack of knowledge. So, like, the Celestials are cool. The idea is
the Celestials are coming to judge the Earth or whatever.
Yeah. And Mercy's shit is interesting.
The thing that happens is, like, there are two Earths. You can't have two Earths. Pick one. Only one gets to live. Franklin Richards, you have to choose. You small child, pick which planet lives.
Is there
the real planet or the one where your mom and dad now live?
Does he have a horse in that race? Like, if he picks one over the other, will he die, or is he like outside of the choice?
No, he's like outside of it.
Oh, that's fucking lame. No stakes at all.
I mean, he's pretty upset about it.
Whatever, baby. Just kill a planet. Whatever.
He's also like living in the jungle at that point, basically. Living with Man-Thing.
Ugh. These fucking names. Absorbing Man. Man-Thing.
Yeah, man. They're from the 60s.
There's a thread we could do. I want to dive into comics that have heroes and armor and equipment and shit that looks like Hulk's war armor.
That's just 90s comics, baby.
Nothing else has looked quite like that, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give me the Conan the Barbarian of the 90s. It's not Conan. I just want someone with like wonky. I mean, also still. Shout out and also R.I.P. to. I don't want Khazar
armor.
I don't want Khazar. What I was gonna say is,
Absorbing Man is from 1964. Okay.
I just can't believe.
I was pretty sure he was from the 60s.
I just can't believe that I got fucking baited in Onslaught into wanting more of shirtless Thor. And just for that thing, like, it doesn't exist. I mean, I'm sure shirtless Thor exists, but like him being shirtless the whole time, that's a fucking.
It is very funny to me when I finally like went out to read like the last issue of Thor before that comic. And I was like, what the fuck is this outfit?
Dude, he's just like, I mean, he's Thor because he's a Marvel hero, so he's jacked. And then he has the flowing hair that in my head, like, no matter where he is, it's just flowing like there's a breeze.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great.
Let me see if I can find the. I'll link you the cover for the last issue of Thor before that.
I'm sure I'm ready. I'm ready to be mildly to majorly disappointed, I suppose.
It's just weird, is what I remember. I haven't looked at it in a long time, though.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want midriff Thor?
Oh, baby. Depends on the top. And the bottom. You know, if you're showing midriff, it really depends on the top and the bottoms. All right, what do we got? Let me see. That's a disappointment. That's a pretty big disappointment. If you took the name off of the cover, I wouldn't fucking know. I don't know that I would come to that as Thor for this angle.
There's more shirtless Thor in some of these issues before that one, actually.
Okay. Quick to the shirtless Thor mobile.
I've never read these any of the. I only read that last issue and it was bad, so I stopped caring. I never read any of this era of Thor.
You haven't read any. You haven't read every comic.
I have not read every comic.
Fake fan.
They're about.
This looks fucking good though. I mean, this is like the fucking aesthetic I've been into, like that. I don't even know how to necessarily like that high fantasy, like fantasy novel cover, like CD cover shit where it's like Jack Dude, like this exact pose. Like you got fucking Jack Dude with like the chick hanging onto his leg, or a Jack chick, you know, no discrimination here. Plus, as a bonus, Captain America looks to be in a state of distress, and that's always fun for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's an art style I love. So
there's just a lot of artists that do that stuff that I really like their work.
Sure.
I mean, as
that has
we've talked a lot.
That
There's
particular
a lot of
drawing, which is the cover of issue 496 of Thor. It's very 90s, extremely 90s.
I'm into it. I don't want to do it like next time or even soon necessarily, but at some point it would be cool to like check out a Captain America thing that I'd like. Like if there's anything, because like I think out of since I'm pretty familiar with MCU stuff, like he's probably the person the hero from the MCU of like the core group that, early MCU stuff that I am familiar with. Like I just don't give a shit about him. Like he's just boring in the MCU to me. In that, at least what I like, the stuff that I've watched, like he's just, this is whatever, man. Give me like, so like finding something of him that could maybe change my mind. That'd be cool.
Sure.
Just because, it's one of for as many issues as there are that I have with like how comics go, like just the insanity of trying to like keep up and follow threads and all that stuff, like the benefit is that like probably out there somewhere there's a version of any hero that I would be like, this is pretty cool. So
yeah man,
I'm like always down for that.
No, I mean I like Captain America as a character, despite the fact that I really shouldn't.
Show me why.
The ultimate version of Captain America from the Ultimate Universe, I fucking hate, and he's the worst. He's like what you would think Captain America would be.
Just like sort of the goody, like MCU or whatever.
More fascist, I would say. The Ultimate Universe, the Avengers are more fascisty.
Yeah. Well.
Which is the universe the MCU it's the version the MCU draws more off of.
Oh,
to my chagrin.
yeah. Or I mean, I guess the other way we could potentially go for next time, just because we're launching in theory we're coming hot off of Hulk. I could be down for like some She-Hulk, just because the show, like, that's, that term is floating around enough and I'm hearing it enough, but I'm like, I just don't like, from what I've seen, the trailers, and like I've read a few like impressions of the show and stuff, and like it just doesn't seem like a thing I'm into. And I mean, along with it being deep into the MCU at this point, like, But She-Hulk, though.
Sure.
I don't know, because we've done some She-Hulk, and I don't remember if this character exists, but I was reading up a little bit of the synopsis stuff, and there's I forget the actress's name, but I know her. She plays Titania, like she's a
Titania, I think.
Yeah, sure. That dynamic sounded interesting. Like, she's the strongest woman in the world or whatever, and like is acting like hot shit, and then like She-Hulk just like kind of wrecks her, and that's like their dynamic, is like She-Hulk is just like stronger than her, but this chick is just always like, I'm hot shit and I'm the best or whatever. That sounded like fun if there's like that dynamic in a good comic or whatever. But so yeah, I guess that would be the other.
Yeah, I think that's older than any She-Hulk. That's from an older She-Hulk than I've really read that I can think of.
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
We could discover it together.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to read John Byrne She-Hulk. John Byrne's a piece of shit.
Everybody's a piece of shit, dude.
It's true. It's true.
There's been because I've been like...
He also can't draw children. He draws them like tiny adults.
Oh.
And it's weird.
That's fucking wonky.
He drew... like, he was the artist for like when the X-Men became the X-Men, the Claremont run. So like as an artist is where he made his bones, but then he wrote a bunch of comics too. Famously, I think it was him. His design for Wolverine was, or the way he drew Wolverine is like, there's just this one guy in the movie Slapshot who's like extra aggro, and he's like, yeah, I just drew that guy or something, I think.
Amazing. So in regards to where we're going next,
yeah.
So I again, like, just to reiterate, Apocalypse, X-Men, with maybe an emphasis on like Storm or Cable or any of the white-haired, white-eyed people, or or She-Hulk.
Okay, Cable Apocalypse, I think, is doable. Although again, it's hard because my X-Men pulls are weird and later, so I don't have necessarily like some of the iconic stuff is not what I
guess also like what we could do for this a little bit, if you're down, I could just like look shit up and see what looks cool. Yeah. I guess because like, I mean, I'm still tempted to do that whenever I went into like a local comic book store or game store.
Yeah, man, like, that's the way. That's what
some of those fucking covers are tempting as shit.
Yeah, you just gotta look inside to make sure what's on the art on the cover is matches up with the art inside. Because when it does it and you don't like what's inside, you feel fucking like, so frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I've been getting burned on some metal music lately. You know how fucking frustrating it is when there's a bunch of women on the cover and then the lead singer's a dude? Get out of here. Get out of here. or your name is like redheaded lady, and again it's just all dudes. Like, stop.
Bare naked ladies aren't any of those
It's
things.
false fucking advertising. No part of that is true. They're not bears. They're not naked. They're not ladies. I would take 1 out of 3.
Just remember them like whatever they were like do it on like Kids WB. They were doing like bare naked ladies from. I'm like, man, you've just completely lost what that those are words that have meanings.
Yeah.
You've lost the thread here.
But like, I mean, like that, like looking in just being in the comic shop and like looking at covers, like that's how I found Saga initially, I think, or what caught me on it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So
Interesting.
I could
Yeah, no, that's the way, dude. It's finding,
just go on whatever site,
finding whatever hooks you in.
Yeah.
Just find a hook and then follow it. Go down the rabbit hole. Become a degenerate.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'll put some thought into Apocalypse or X-Men stories.
Okay.
Be the best
Well,
to do.
you can do that, and I'll take a peek and see if there's anything that like strikes me so hard that I'm like, we got to do this. We got to incorporate this. I don't care if we put stuff with it, but like, I need these 3 issues.
Sure.
The thing outside of this too that like I'd be interested in that we've talked a little bit about, but maybe that would go better with like our movie night. I've been kind of interested in like some of the Conan the Barbarian stuff, or like Red Sonja, like any of that sort of deal. But that's like far removed from this. Just thought I'd mention. Or
You know,
like,
again,
if
I
there's
was
similar...
I was looking at those early Conan comics, and like,
yeah,
they're interesting, but they weren't grabbing me.
yeah.
But and the thing I know about Conan was that its popularity didn't. The 70s Conan comics didn't take off right away.
Yeah.
Like, so there's some point where maybe like they're get like fucking really good. That maybe wasn't the first issue or whatever. So
I mean, the very brief scan I did of like Red Sonja stuff is like, it's fine, but for like the longest time, I'm pretty sure it was like decent, but mostly just like strong woman with tits. And then I think in like the mid 2000s or like 2010s, like there was a lady who wrote Red Sonja and did like however many issues or volumes, and like that shit is apparently very good, like objectively. Like it's just solid.
sure.
I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that the
oh yeah.
Red Sonja from the 70s or 80s is less great.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking at anything recent with Conan or any of that stuff. I was specifically looking at 70s stuff.
Yeah. Or you know, we can always take a thread like, show me where Beowulf comes into the fray. Or was that?
I mean,
DC? Was he a
that
DC?
Beowulf comic is like of that era, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, that whole thing was just fucking amazing.
Fucking Dracula, dude.
Yeah, Dracula. Oh, God. My favorite part of Beowulf.
The best part of Beowulf. What could be better? Except for the part where he uses crossbows and does backflips.
That's, yeah, man, right?
It says, I'm Beowulf.
You know, it's funny.
The part about Beowulf is when he goes, I'm Beowulf.
I'm Beowulf. It's just on a fucking horse. Yeah, you know, that's one of the bits that the translators often forget to include. It's when he says, I'm Beowulf, and does a backflip.
Bro, I'm Beowulf.
Bro, I'm Beowulf. Who the fuck are you?
The perfect version. This says, bro, I'm Beowulf. Does a backflip off a horse.
while shooting a dude with a crossbow.
Uh-huh.
And then he fucks Grendel's mom. Oh my god. It just kind of came to me like how like all these adaptations were just like super horny about Grendel's mom.
Oh my god, they're so fucking weird about Grendel's mom.
Like all of them are like
she's
she's a hideous like hag monster or whatever. And every single adaptation is like, what if she was kind of a thick baddie though? God. Might have to watch that Chris Lambert movie again. Like, that's fucking too good.
Anyway, I think that's a podcast. I got comic research to do. Look at my lips, rub my hands together.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm stoked. This is a fun. It's a fun framing for a comic cast. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have something where I can't plan ahead for the entire year. I can't do it. I've stopped myself by coming up with an idea. I did it.
I'm waiting for one of these to like grab my attention in a completely unexpected way. Like something pops up in a comic and I'm like, we got to do this weird ass thing about this random character or something.
Sure.
Like even if it doesn't happen, like the potential for it is tantalizing. Because there's so many comics.
There are so many comics. Anyway, saltcirclepod@gmail.com, saltcirclepod on Twitter, anchor.fm/saltcircle, and I'm on Twitter @comicpanels.
Aw yeah.